Hey guys, Jay here. So today we have a very cool projector from a company named Caesar, and this is going to be a very specialized projector as you'll come to find very soon. But yes, this video is sponsored by Caesar, however all the opinions are my own, and the only criteria is that I have to go over all the features individually, and those are the terms for this video. Now, this projector, like I said, is uncommon. It's different from the common projectors that you'll see in the market for media consumption, for movies and stuff like that. So one of the things that's different for this projector is that the throw distance is much closer. So it's somewhere between a ultra short throw projectors that you see in the market today for ultra expensive prices and something that will have to be way back there to project a 100-inch screen like I have going on right now. I am using a motorized 100-inch projector screen from Vivid Storm, which is definitely overkill and you don't need to, especially if you don't need a 100-inch screen, but this was just to test the capability of this projector. If you want a smaller screen, then you could even go closer to the screen with this projector, making it pretty versatile in a small space or small office space as well as conference settings and so on. And the little pro tip here is that you can actually prop up the backside of the projector a little bit if you want that bigger screen size, because this tends to shoot up a little bit more to allow for that little bit more down shooting action, and also the camera can look up at you more. So I found that propping up the back a little bit would be the ideal choice here. Now this does have oddly enough, a tab in the front to lift up the projector a little bit, but I found that if that was added to the back, that would be a better choice. So I wish that they did add both to the back and to the front as well, that little adjustment. And one of the key reasons as to why this has to have such short throw distance is because you technically have to sit behind this projector. Because of course with conferencing, whether it's Zoom, Google Meets and what have you, yes, seeing the other person is a must, but they must be able to see you as well. And that's why this also has a little camera built in the back that has a 120-degree capture angle so that you will be captured sitting fairly close to this projector. And the quality is okay. It's a 1080p, webcam built into this basically. And it's not, again, it's not an award-winning camera lens or anything like that, but it is going to do the job of doing meetings and doing leisure activities like that without a problem. And it does have that auto tracking that this does with AI assistance, so it's able to track you. Although I found that if you move too quickly or out of the frame or doing, extreme kind of movements, it won't be able to track you quite precisely. Now, of course, for meetings, you would have to be able to not only see each other, but be able to talk to each other. So the mic and the speaker built into this is pretty important. So it has an array of microphones and, speakers in here that make it work with noise canceling. And I found that it works pretty well in meetings. I've had no problems communicating with the other person. So this is how the video looks and sounds in a normal office space. How does it sound? Mic check 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. This is supposed to be able to pick up your voice 8 to 10 meters away. Now, although I haven't tested that because I don't even have 10 to 8 meters of space here to test that kind of theory, but nevertheless, I've had this projector fairly close because, again, I have to be kind of behind the camera. I don't know a scenario where I would have to be 8 to 10 meters away unless you have like gigantic conference meetings from one team to the other, which could technically work. But for me, the mic was not a problem, worked out pretty well in picking up my voice and, doing the meetings. And I could hear the other person perfectly well as well. So no problem there. Now, aside from all that, again, this projector has some very special settings for office use. So let's go ahead and turn it on with a button. And it's fairly easy to set up. So first of all, you get this touchpad for the control of the projector, which is super neat. And actually this keypad is my favorite part of this projector because it works very well. And I've seen this kind of keypad system with other projectors, office projectors before. But one of the reasons I decided to take on the sponsorship is because this just works phenomenally well. I don't have to pull my hair trying to use this thing. It just works like a normal kind of mouse. Yeah. And I know that sounds like, of course it should work like that, but a lot of office projectors, I tell you, I promise you, it does not work like that. And I've turned down a lot of sponsorships for office projectors for that precise reason. But this works phenomenally well. And again, if you want to check emails and write emails, well, you just gotta touch that little on the left side here and you get that keypad with the ability to write on it or type on it, and it works phenomenally well. I wrote entire emails with this keypad and it just works. It just works phenomenally well, and I can just press one button to go back. So super easy, super intuitive to use. This is the highlight of this projector. It just ties all the functionality together very, very well. Now you will see here that you're able to go into settings, and it has something called keystone correction, which is basically what most smart projectors have these days. And you can set this to auto calibration and it will be automatically calibrated for you. But of course, you can go into the manual calibration like I did to fine tune those edges if you have a specific screen size you want or fit. That's up to you. But it also has auto focusing, which I didn't do manual focusing on this one because the auto focusing works fairly well on this, and it works very quickly, which means that you can set it up, easily change setups if you require it in your office space, and be ready to be in a meeting as soon as you can. So yeah, very, very easy and quick to set up, which is expected. And a lot of other projectors I've seen is easy to set up, but this one I think takes the cake in terms of intuitiveness, especially because of this keypad here just working wonderfully, which again really wouldn't be possible without a keypad system like this that works very well and doesn't bug out and so on. The other thing is that it has also 2 pages, so you can scroll up and down for your apps, but it also is interesting in the fact that it's able to do both the App Store and Play Store. So you can download apps from both stores, which is something that I haven't really seen commonly on even Office and smart projectors. And I wondered how that will go with something like, Gmail, Netflix, YouTube, and so on. And you do get a little warning that says that this projector was made for office use and conferencing, so it may not be compatible with these kind of apps. But so far, I haven't run into any compatibility issues, which is neat. So you can do your leisure things like write emails or watch, a clip or two or a movie even, and it works fairly well. Now, I will say though, this is a 1080p projector, which is a little bit underwhelming for $1,000, but again, this was made for office use, so it isn't going to be the max resolution of 4K or 8K these days that you can get on projectors. So just keep in mind that you are limited to 1080p, but it is going to have rich features, and it is going to be a pretty bright screen that you can use even under bright settings, which is important because you don't want to be having meetings only at night. And projectors can be a little bit more dim when it comes to really bright settings. So the brightness of the projector is pretty important. This is 2200 NC, and I found that there's no problem with the brightness and being able to see people in my meetings and do my stuff in the morning as well. Super neat. And of course, talking about meetings, of course, Zoom is popular, but Google Meets as well and other apps. And I've done actually meetings with both Google Meets as well as Zoom, and with meetings up to 16 plus people, very, very intensive meetings. And you know what? It works phenomenally well. I've had 0 issues with dropouts or any type of bugginess. For meeting purposes, like online meeting purposes, this serves my purpose extremely well. I have no complaints with that. And the other interesting feature about the projector is its screencasting abilities. So you're able to cast up to 4 different devices that's compatible with Android, iOS, Windows, and Mac OS. And you can use this for a plethora of purposes, including data sharing, as well as data comparing, or just, for presentations. You can have some, other activities going on and have like a full-on presentation, like on a serious office setting. Of course, I don't even have 4 devices to connect to this for my purposes, but I've connected my laptop and my iPhone, and just to test the claims of being able to connect. And it looks like it's able to connect through Chromecast, Miracast, AirPlay, and DLNA, and it has even more settings here, which is awesome. Just there's a lot of settings here for you to cast if you wanted to. And that's pretty much it in terms of the key features. But when it comes to my personal kind of favorites here is that when it comes to meetings that I often have with engineers and so on, I need to be able to record it because I have to look back. And of course, you can do that internally with Zoom and Google Meets and so on. But oftentimes I have people over at my office so that I can have in-person meetings, and sometimes I want to record those meetings. So instead of having to record with my camera or any setup that I have to require, and of course when I put a camera in front of someone, they tend to freeze. So I thought this setting was quite unique and interesting, where I can record the local meeting and be able to capture anything from a video to a photo, or record a screen, so that I have that backup with being able to record on top of the Zoom internal recording for backup purposes. So all that to say, I think this projector is pretty excellent when it comes to the features it provides for office use, from email checking and meetings and so on. But of course, you are limited to certain specs and certain kind of quality when it comes to watching movies and so on, which I did find adequate, but again, it won't be the main purpose of this projector. Although it has other connections like HDMI, USB 3.0, USB 2.0 in the back for external connectivity as well, if you wanted to use this as a traditional projector as well. But honestly, I think this works as a plethora of different applications, including just leisure watching activity, but just for business, conferencing kind of thing for office use. I wouldn't say this will be my main centerpiece, like replacing my JVC projectors per se, but I think this will do a wonderful job inside someone's office or for meetings and so on, checking emails. A replacement for something like a laptop use case is what I see for this projector. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I hope this video was helpful and entertaining, and if it was, please click that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Until next time.